I think it's probably worth running through what each of the columns mean. I'm going to do that today because I've had a lot of dialogue online just discussing this, so it's easier to just do it today. I'll put it online and then we've got a reference point for it, and then we can work on it and discuss it further. This data is obviously anonymised. It's split generally into in possession and out of possession. So first two columns, passing and receiving. If I pass the ball to you and I bypass two opponents, I get 2 points. If you receive it, you also get 2 points. I could pass the ball to you, you don't receive it, ball bounces off you, I get the points for making the pass, you don't get any for receiving. 1v1s, hopefully they're self-explanatory. I get the ball, I beat my opponent, I break his particular line or her particular line, that's 1 point to me. That's a 1v1 situation. Slightly related, running with the ball. My opponent could be over here. I don't need to do a 1v1, I just run past him. I've still bypassed that opponent, so I get the point. All of those particular measures can be positive or negative. So for instance, if I try and play the pass to my teammate and it gets intercepted by the opposition, the number of my teammates that are now out of the game, however temporarily, that's the number of negative points I get. 1v1s similarly. If I try 1v1 out of my own D and I lose possession, chances are I'm probably going to have, as well as myself, 3 of my teammates out of the game. So that will be a -4. So the 1v1 negative values implicitly reflect some sort of pitch geography as well. If I was attacking, I'm going through on goal and I've got 1 player to beat and that doesn't happen, that's not so bad, because chances are I'd probably have some teammates behind the ball, so we're not as exposed. So that 1v1 negative value implicitly reflects where you are on the court. To be fair, you would probably do well to get a negative figure running with the ball, unless you trip over a lot. The red column, other packing, that's where any number of examples could occur. That's for examples that don't fall into the other categories, but we need to capture those negative numbers somewhere. Some examples. Slow play. I think this needs to be penalised. So for instance, I play the ball to my teammate, I'll bypass 2 opponents. By the time my teammate has controlled it, faffed around on it, those opponents have actually recovered back. So let's say that happens 2 players. That's a -2 in the slow play column. The flip side of the coin is out of possession. So first column, and that one is interceptions. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. Certain players tend to read the game well out of possession and do well here. Van Albael was one example for Birmingham. The last ditch column is goalkeepers can get good figures in this column. This is typically where the opposition are through on goal, they might have a 2v1, a 3v1. Your teammates are still recovering back, so 3 of them might be out of the game, but you somehow make that last ditch tackle. You get points for the number of players on your team that were out of the game. And then out of possession, bypassed is, this one is very subjective. I had a good dialogue with Doug Reed about this one. Sometimes we're quite happy, in theory, for that ball to break the line if, for instance, we're showing players out wide and we've got a decent zonal defence going on. So this one is subjective, but when I'm watching the footage, if I think that a player has allowed that ball through, for instance, if the middle's wide open, the ball comes past me, I've been bypassed. There's no 2 ways about that. And that number is a reflection of, again, how many players have been bypassed. If I'm defending with my teammate here and we allow the ball straight through the middle of us, then we lose 2 points. If that goes all the way through, then everybody responsible loses that number of points. For instance, against Cambridge, there was 1 penetrating ball that went straight the way through the Birmingham defence. -4 for those players responsible for each of them. Because they were collectively responsible.
The GFC TV YouTube channel. Make sure you go and subscribe